Guys, I'm sitting on 199 trips. This has to be seen to believe. Not sure if that'll pick it up or not. Trust me, it's all good. Okay, there it is. This is the last one. And how fitting is it that my last pickup is at a Wingstop? It's at a Wingstop. 4 of my 5 have been at a Wingstop tonight. Wingstop. I needed 5 to finish. It's a love-hate relationship.
Did you just fart?
Yeah.
You can't fart while you're recording it.
Why not? Of course I can. So
it's going in the bloopers reel.
I came straight from work. I started doing this straight from work, so I just like ripped my tie off and went out. I'm still a little bit overdressed. This is about accomplishing a goal. We set out, I had until the 15th to do this. So today's May 10th. So I'm a few days ahead of schedule, not by much. But I want to finish it today because the payouts go out on Monday with DoorDash. So that way, as we do this last dash, I'm going to talk to you about a few things that I learned and how I feel about DoorDash. Obviously, I would love for you to sign up. Right now, you know, the offer still stands that I will give you the first $500 in cash, Venmo, doesn't matter, of whatever bonus that I receive. Right now, you receive $100 for doing that first 200. As of right now, the amount has dropped from 1,000 down to 500. So, and I can screenshot that and show it to you, but I'll just give you the 500. I don't care. I think everyone should try this out. About the easiest work you could possibly imagine. And I think just give yourself, you know, just a new avenue, create an additional freedom for yourselves. While we're going to this dash, let me tell you about all the things that I love about DoorDash. Number one, I appreciate how much time they give you to accept a trip. Whereas Uber and Lyft, you have like 10 seconds, like, do I want to do it? No. DoorDash gives you the start location, the finish location at the person's house, gives you the route, the total distance, the total amount of money that you can expect to make. And you have 80 seconds to decide if you want that trip. You have almost a minute and a half to decide if you want that trip. I think that is awesome because it empowers you to be able to decide, is this worth it to me? I'm selling you my time, is this worth my time? I think that's great. So that's one pro. Another pro, I appreciate that you can contact the restaurant and the customer with a call or a text. I actually don't know if you can text the restaurant, so I might tell a lie there. But that you're able to call the restaurant or the customer is a huge advantage to making sure that you get everything right. Third, the thing that I really, really appreciate about DoorDash, your work is condensed in a small area, meaning that you're not going to be driving huge distances, which is awesome for a couple reasons. One, if you have a car that kind of sucks and, you know, on gas, or just kind of like you don't necessarily trust it on the road, or it's not qualified to do Uber or Lyft, it's something that you could totally drive a beat up pickup truck and do this and not pour through a ton of gas and be able to make decent money doing that. So those are 3 awesome things about DoorDash that I absolutely love, that I think is good food for thought. If you're kind of in limbo about starting to do rideshare or doing food delivery, you're not sure what you should do and how it benefits you, I think these are 3 good things to consider. 3 cons, 3 things I don't love about DoorDash. Number 1, I think that it should pay more than it does. I feel there's a little bit of disgruntlement when I look and I see it's, you know, going to be a total of like 7 miles and it's going to pay a total of like $7. And I look at some of the size of the orders. There was one we did, a family combo. It was 5 combo meals with 5 extra large drinks, and we made like $6.50 on the order. Now it wasn't a hard order, you know. It was a pretty quick trip, pretty quick delivery.
Or when you have a double order at the same place with 2 different customers at the same place, and you barely get paid any more than you do for just doing the one order at that place.
An additional order. Once you're like a Wingstop, great example. I had one tonight. I had an order at Wingstop. It was like $5.50, and then it gave me an opportunity to pick up a second order at the same restaurant, and it was $4 extra. Now I know that they're beating the customer for the same surcharge or pickup charge as if it were an individual delivery. And if I declined it, then they would be paying extra to another person. They should really incentivize drivers to pick up those second orders to consolidate work. It makes it easy on the driver. It incentivizes people to continue driving with DoorDash, right? If I were getting $6 for both orders, like they're charging the consumer, I think I'd be more likely to stay on the road and hope for those opportunities. I think it's great. So that's something that really sucks. Number 2 thing that sucks, and most of these things are money things. Number 2, I don't appreciate, now I don't know all the science behind it, but that DoorDash essentially steals your tips, right?
I
Because
was hoping you were going to talk about that. Otherwise, I was going to say bonus point.
I don't appreciate that. Now, they are very transparent about how much you can expect to make, which is a good thing, but it is because they, regardless of how much you could make, they're going to scrape off the top so that they're getting a portion of whatever you're getting tipped.
It's so unfair, though. Your employer should never be scraping off the top of your tips, because your tips is based solely on your personal performance.
Yeah.
And that's a relationship between you and the customer saying, hey, I'm giving you this out of my pocket to you because I think you did a great job.
I do appreciate when people give me cash tips, and I always try to send text alerts. So as soon as I get to the restaurant, if the food's not ready, within 1 minute, I text the customer. I say, hey, I'm here at whatever restaurant. They haven't finished the food yet. As soon as they do, I'll be on my way. Thanks. So I send that text message, and people appreciate that a lot. Like, thanks for the update. Like, they really do appreciate it, and they thank me when I get to the house. Like, it's just a simple text. I just don't want them to think I'm just lollygagging in the restaurant, and I want to place the onus of blame on to not me. Like, I'm not the reason why I'm not on my way. It's Wingstop or whatever it is, Chipotle.
It's always Wingstop.
It's always freaking Wingstop. It's always Wingstop and Chipotle, okay? It just
they
is.
suck.
So that's number two. That's number two thing that I really don't like, is how they kind of hose you on the tips. I dislike how you have to be in an area when it turns red to be able to accept an opportunity to drive in that area, which really, really sucks. You can only imagine, right? Let's say it's tough for you to get, you're not, when the schedules drop, you don't scoop up all these trip sessions for the week. They all get scooped up like within an hour, right? So let's say you're not there when they drop the schedule for the next day or the next week. But you know that a place like Santa Monica, the tips are going to be pretty good, and there's always going to be availability, right? The problem is you can't accept an opportunity to drive there unless you're in that area. So if you live in an area that's typically not lit up red, then you have to frickin' wait for it to turn red, or you have to drive to a new area that is red and hope that it's red when you get there. That is bullcrap. I really don't appreciate that. I think the schedule is awesome. I think, it can be kind of competitive, and people hoard. I found myself hoarding schedule opportunities just the whole day. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it. Maybe I don't. No big deal. But I appreciate that they keep a balance where there can't be too many dashers in your area. I think that's great because it's never saturated like Uber and Lyft can be. Anyone that's driven rideshare knows what it feels like to be sitting in an area for a half an hour and not get a trip and be like, what the heck is going on? I always get trips here because there's no limit cap to how many drivers could be in the area at any given time, where DoorDash does do that. So I appreciate there's a schedule, but I freaking hate that you have to be in your area to be able to go online, and that needs to change.
We're about to head into the restaurant and pick up the very last DoorDash.
So here I go.
Oh, it's gonna come with Eric. Do you want me to come with you? Do you want me to come with you?
Good.
No, I'm good. Are you good?
Another thing I really hate. So this would be 4. So 3 things I love, 4 things I don't love. And this one is huge. I feel like if DoorDash could fix this, they would be able to hang on to most drivers. In fact, I would consider doing it and just scrapping rideshare altogether. The thing that they really struggle with, hold on, pull up to the gate. For Ruben? Oh, thanks. You have a great night. Drive safe, guys.
Bye.
Last one ended with a $5 tip,
Nice.
which I thought was pretty epic.
That is crazy. Like, he must
So,
have a lot of
literally
money
is down the
to-
street. Wingstop is down the street,
Yes, that was
300
so
yards.
crazy.
So apparently his life and his job must be that time sensitive that he couldn't go there himself and get it.
It literally took us 15 seconds to drive to that guy's house.
Back to what I was saying. The 4th thing I hate, I absolutely despise about DoorDash, and it's the one thing that would prevent me from driving either full-time or extended periods of time, is most of the time you get to the restaurant and you're waiting on the restaurant. I actually had a rant. I contacted DoorDash support and ranted about this with somebody for like 20 minutes on their chat and just told them how senseless it is. Because they can't fix this problem, they just will be hemorrhaging drivers forever. You go in, you're waiting 5 to 10 minutes on the restaurant every time. They could just send you the ping 5 to 10 minutes later. The store should always be waiting on the driver, right? Anyone that's driven rideshare, how much does it irk you when you're driving 10 minutes to pick up a passenger and they're not outside and ready when you get there? They ordered it and they had 10 minutes to get it ready. Like, why are they not there, right? I don't know why DoorDash doesn't figure out, wow, it seems like everyone's waiting for food when they get to the restaurant. Why don't we just send pings out 5 minutes after the order is placed rather than right away? And that way you get there, and every time you got to a restaurant, you'd be picking up and going instead of waiting and idling all the time. You'd be able to get at least one more dash per hour. Think about that. Just think about that right there. You'd be making $6 to $7 more an hour if they just gave you the pings later, like 5 minutes later.
Or maybe stores that are consistently late with that should get penalized.
Yeah.
Like maybe they get given a warning, and if they're always doing it, they can't be on the service anymore.
Well, think about it. It's a restaurant. They can keep food hot for 5 minutes. They don't
Many
need
times we went into places where they had not even begun the order, and we had driven 10 minutes to get over there. So it's like, you had that order 10 minutes ago. You have no one else ordering food in here, but you haven't even started making the order.
Fourth point. So I guess this would be 4 things.
4 and 4 against.
Yeah, 4 things I love.
This
Four
is
things.
a 4.
This is a 4th pro. I love the fact that when you're done door dashing, you're potentially never far from home. Let's say I only have 2 hours to drive. I got a 2-hour DoorDash block. I can guarantee that when I'm done with that 2 hours, I'll probably only have 10 to 15 minutes to drive home, no matter where in the area I am, if I'm driving where I live. Whereas with Uber, 2 hours, you could end up 2 hours from home. Think about that. You might have to turn on a destination filter and come home after one trip, depending on how far away you get taken from your house if you don't have a long time to drive. The great thing about DoorDash, if you don't have a lot of time to drive, food delivery in a centralized area is great, whereas rideshare is not so much. Rideshare is great if you're chunking most of your day. Right? If you have 6, 7, 8 hours.
Chunking mean?
Meaning like if I can
Using
set
a
aside
chunk of your
6
day.
to 8 hours
Right.
to drive, rideshare is always going to be better. But if I only have 2 or 3 hours to drive, I think food delivery is a much better avenue to go.
Yeah.
So it's a great thing. Food delivery is a great thing to do right after work. I think doing DoorDash is awesome, whereas rideshare is not. So I hope you like this video. This is about as transparent as you can be. If you're wondering how much you can expect to make in the Los Angeles area, I've driven in about 6 different delivery areas, so I got a good pulse of what you can expect. I would say it's somewhere between $18 to $20 if you include the $500 bonus you get for the first 200 trips, coupled with the $100 you're gonna get for your first 200 trips. So that's $3 tip every trip. You can expect to make $18 to $20 an hour for that first 200 trips.
Okay, but after they get their bonus, because you have to factor in, some people may not be signing up under a referral bonus and not getting it all. So if they're not getting a referral bonus,
I think you could expect to make $14 to $15 an hour. So that's after gas and everything. So you can expect to probably make, I think consistently, you could probably make $15 an hour, which is not as good as you can do by any means, not anywhere close to what you can do with rideshare.
But you don't have to talk to wankers.
You don't have to talk to wankers. You can get stuff done, and you can, if you only have a couple hours a day to do it, it's like a way to make a little bit extra money on your own time, which I think is kind of cool. But don't expect to get rich quick unless there's like a snowstorm in LA and everyone's ordering food and they have no drivers. Then you probably get $6, $7 bonuses on top of every ride. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, I'm not saying I'm a master, but I'm a pretty good resource for information as of now, as to what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing.
200 trips?
I've done 200 trips. Go ahead and email me. My email's in the description. If you have any questions about tips or what you should try to do, how you should try to utilize your time more effectively, I'd love to talk you through it. And I'd also love to offer you that $500. I don't care if I make a cent off it. I think it's a great opportunity for you as drivers. I know everyone's out there trying to hustle. I really want to help you guys jump on. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Drop me a like. It helps boost my videos in the YouTube algorithm, so I have an opportunity to be seen by more people.
And please go over to my channel and check it out. I'm really small, but I need the love. It's just under my name, Jessica Pinkstone. It's a bunch of vlogs of the travels that Eric and I go on. You can kind of watch our love story. But also, what's the bet you're gonna get a bunch of wankers in the comments saying like, oh, 200 trips is nothing, I've done 1,000.
Yeah, awesome. I hope you do 1,000. That shows that you're hustling. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. God bless you. Have a great day.